History remembers Samson as a man of muscle, a comic book hero of the ancient world who ripped lions apart with his bare hands and defeated entire armies with nothing but the jawbone of a donkey. But the text of Judges paints a vastly different picture. It presents a psychological paradox, a man with unmatched external strength, but absolutely zero internal boundaries. Most people assume Samson was blinded after the Philistines gouged his eyes out. But the truth is, he was blind long before that. His story is the ultimate ancient case study on how emotional blind spots and toxic relationships can completely dismantle a person's destiny. And it all begins in a valley called Sorek, with a woman named Delilah. The name Delilah literally translates to one who weakens or languishing. She wasn't just a temptation, she was a calculated asset. The rulers of the Philistines didn't offer her a small bribe. They offered her 1,100 pieces of silver each to find the secret of his strength. In modern terms, this was a multi-million-dollar bounty. Samson wasn't entering a romance. He was walking into a highly funded trap. What happens next is one of the most baffling sequences in ancient literature. Delilah doesn't hide her motives. She outright asks him, "Tell me where your great strength lies, and with what you may be bound to afflict you." Think about the psychological red flag here. She is explicitly asking him how to neutralize and hurt him. Samson plays along, treating it like a dangerous game. He tells her to bind him with fresh bowstrings. She binds him, cries out that the Philistines are upon him, and he snaps the strings like thread. This happens again with new ropes. It happens a third time with the web of a loom. Every single time he wakes up, there are literal enemy soldiers in the room trying to bind him. Let that sink in. Samson is smart enough to outwit armies, but he is completely blind to the fact that the woman in his bed is actively working with his executioners. Why do we do this? Why do smart people stay in situations where the red flags are screaming? In psychology, this is called the investment trap. Samson had sacrificed so much of his identity, broken so many of his spiritual vows already, that facing the reality of Delilah's betrayal meant facing his own profound failure. It was easier to ignore the trap than to admit he had fallen for it. Then comes the tipping point. Judges 16:16 records that she pressed him daily with her words and urged him, so that his soul was vexed to death. This is the exact mechanics of emotional manipulation. It isn't a single massive blow. It's a relentless daily erosion of your boundaries. She questioned his love, attacked his character, and wore down his psychological defenses until he simply wanted the noise to stop. He told her everything. He revealed his Nazirite vow, the secret that his hair had never been cut.
There has never been a razor on my head. If my hair is cut, my strength will leave me.
Symbolizing his consecration to God. Notice what happens next. The text says, Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart. Manipulators are experts at reading compliance. She knew she had broken his spirit. While he slept on her lap, a barber shaved away the 7 locks of his head. When he woke up, he said, "I will go out as at other times before, and shake myself free." But he did not know that the Lord had departed from him. This is the most tragic line in the narrative. Samson thought his strength was an inherent right, a permanent superpower. He didn't realize that his strength was tied to his boundaries and his covenant. When he traded his covenant for her validation, his protection vanished. The Philistines took him, gouged out his eyes, brought him down to Gaza, and bound him with bronze fetters. The mighty judge of Israel was reduced to a blind prisoner, grinding grain for the entertainment of his enemies. But the story doesn't end in the prison. It ends in the temple of Dagon, where thousands of Philistines gathered to celebrate his defeat. They brought Samson out to mock him. Leaning against the two primary pillars supporting the entire temple, Samson prays one final time. Not for a long life, not for a kingdom, but for the strength to execute justice. With a final surge of divine power, he pushes the pillars. The entire structure collapses, destroying the enemy's leadership in a single night. Samson achieved his greatest victory, but it cost him his life. The tragedy of Samson is a stark warning for the modern world. You can be gifted, powerful, and destined for greatness. But if you do not protect your peace, if you do not guard your heart against people who only want to discover your weak spots to exploit them, you will eventually destroy the very thing you were built to protect. If this deep dive opened your eyes to the deeper psychology of Scripture, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment with your thoughts on Samson's choices, and share this with someone who needs to hear this truth today.